He's had her locked up pretty much in solitary confinement.
Nichelle Nichols is a Star Trek legend who has been taken advantage of.
You gotta help me here.
Well,
I can't have my son out destroying me.
Her own son is controlling her life, and she is living out her final years in misery. It's disgusting how conservatorships can steal someone's entire life away from them.
No! You're trying to get rid of me!
he just charged in, grabbed her walking cane, shoved it under his arm, and began to pull her.
Surveillance video shows Kyle leading his mother back to her home while he's swearing at her.
You have just done again what you did, which has destroyed your life.
So let's get into it. If you guys don't know who Nichelle Nichols is, you may recognize her from her role on Star Trek. She played Lieutenant Nyota Aurora. I'm really trying to say it correctly. I tried. But her role was a big deal because she was a black woman in space, which is something that society hadn't seen before. She is currently 88 years old, and she has been known as someone to actually help NASA recruit more women and people of color to their organization. If you were to Google Nichelle Nichols right now, you would probably see a bunch of great headlines about how she had an awesome time at Comic-Con. She was smiling, meeting fans, and just living her best life. And that's exactly what her son, Kyle Johnson, wants everyone to think, because her own son is her conservator, something that she did not want to be a part of. Nichelle is actually on her farewell tour right now, and that's why she went to Comic-Con in Los Angeles. At one point during the day, one of Nichelle's good friends, Carrie O'Quinn, the creator of Fangoria and Starlog magazines, went up to Nichelle to say hello. This man is 83 years old, and he has been a longtime friend of Nichelle's. They had been friends for over 40 years, and Nichelle has hosted birthday parties for Carrie, and they've been pretty close, and he seems like a good guy. And what's so awful about her conservatorship is that her son Kyle is trying to keep her isolated from all of her friends so she doesn't realize how bad her situation is.
Excuse me, no. Out of the room, out of the room, out of the room, out of the room.
How did you guys let him in? I didn't.
You need to get off to him. You know who he is?
I know who
you know
he
who
is.
he is? You don't touch him.
Is.
You don't touch him. Don't touch me either.
I'm not touching you.
Don't touch me either.
Get the out.
We stood in line. We're waiting.
Get the out.
I'm not. Please.
Get out. Would somebody call it? I'm calling the cops right now.
In that video, you saw Carrie go up to Nichelle and they were just having a conversation. But when Kyle saw that that was going down, he was obviously pissed. And here's another video where you can see who's the conservator, who's the friend, and what's going on here. And it's not okay because this man was just going up to say hello to a good friend, something that every old person should be able to do, something that everyone should be able to do.
Off to him. You know who he is?
I know who
you know
he
who
is.
he is? You don't touch him.
Is.
You don't touch me either.
I'm not touching you.
Don't touch me either.
Get the out.
We stood in line. We're waiting.
Get the out.
But Nichelle has been stuck in a nasty conservatorship battle. And the reason why it's so nasty is because we've got her son involved, her manager involved, her friends involved, and everyone just wants the best for Nichelle. There are three main people we're going to be talking about in today's video other than Nichelle Nichols. Of course, her son Kyle Johnson. We're also going to be talking about her former manager Gilbert Bell. No relation to Drake Bell, trust me, I checked. And then finally, we're going to be talking about Angelique Fawcett, who is someone I've actually met before at Free Britney rallies, and she is a great woman and a wonderful advocate for Nichelle. She's actually Nichelle's friend and probably the only person in this situation who truly wants the best for Nichelle. So it all starts in January 2013 when Nichelle collapsed in her living room. She was taken to the hospital where she was diagnosed with pancreatitis. At this point in Nichelle's life, she was drinking a little bit more than she probably should have been, and she did need a little bit of help with that. In that same year, 2013, Nichelle was diagnosed with dementia. I don't have any medical records about her dementia, so I don't know I don't know. I mean, I feel like dementia's on a spectrum. Like, so I feel like just because you have dementia, and I read this online, just because you have dementia doesn't mean you need to be in a conservatorship, because there are alternatives to conservatorships. Nichelle also suffered a minor stroke in 2015, which is something that's pretty standard for older people. I mean, obviously a stroke is very scary, but again, I know these like issues sound really daunting, but for the level of control that Kyle has taken of her life, it is unnecessary. So Nichelle started having health issues in 2013, but in 2018, her son Kyle decided to petition for a conservatorship. He claims that his mother has dementia and it made it easier for other people to exploit her. And it looks like in 2019, Kyle was actually trying to kick out Gilbert from the guest home at Nichelle's home. I guess like Nichelle's manager, Gilbert, lived in her guest home and he was leasing that out from Nichelle. That's actually a photo of him in front of the guest home, but supposedly Kyle was trying to get him out of there, so Gilbert sued Kyle because he technically had a lease there, and he claims that Kyle was getting very aggressive. If he's anything like that video we saw where he's over here throwing F-bombs and all around, then I'm not surprised. So then comes May 2018, and Kyle was petitioning for this conservatorship. He wanted to take over the person of Nichelle and the estate, so literally all of her decisions. He claims that she had severe short-term memory loss, and it was impacting her executive functioning. The reason why Kyle ever started this conservatorship in the first place was because Nichelle's manager Gilbert supposedly took like ownership of her home. Honestly, this sounds pretty sketchy, but through his power of attorney, he was able to put his name in Nichelle's home, which again, that's a major red flag here. And I don't think Gilbert is an innocent man here. I think both Kyle and Gilbert were trying to take advantage of Nichelle. In 2013, Nichelle wasn't doing well, and she found herself in a rehabilitation facility against her will. At this point, she signed an advance which allowed Mr. Gilbert to become her primary agent, which gave him a bunch of powers. And then Angelique was listed as the successor. That night that they got her out of the rehabilitation facility, Angelique actually filmed a video of Nichelle talking about her situation in her own words. This interview is over an hour long, and even though Nichelle is repeating herself in the interview, she seems pretty coherent. She also shares in this interview that her relatives are trying to make her work less, which is something that she doesn't want to do. Even after Nichelle started experiencing health issues in 2013, she continued to work, whether it was movies or going to conventions, and she was doing all right. So why did Kyle want to take over her life? In the interview, she says, "My son thinks I should be letting up. You know, I say to him, Kyle, when you pay my bills, you'll be able to tell me what to do," which is very eerie and daunting, knowing now that he has full control over her estate. So this interview went down in 2013, but it wasn't made public right away. Actually, Angelique held on to it for 5 years. In 2018, she decided to publish it to YouTube after Nichelle's conservatorship case went to court. Here's a snippet of Nichelle speaking during their interview.
I'm as old as I think, and I think powerfully, and I do not think less of myself. I don't think on a small basis.
So will the courts allow her to live powerfully until the very last moment?
All my ventures in my life have been mountains that I enjoy climbing. It's funny that my son thinks that I should be letting up. I say to him, Kyle, when you pay my bills, you'll be able to tell me what to do. You don't pay my bills. And I said, you can't tell me what I can and cannot be as a human being, any more than you can tell a woman what she can and cannot be, or do a man what mountain he can climb. I think he still really doesn't understand. You don't own me, and I don't try to own you. Star Trek, that's mine now, for me to enjoy.
So as Nichelle and Angelique became friends, Angelique started noticing things off about Nichelle's life, and she wasn't approving of what's been going on. She is not a fan of Gilbert, Nichelle's manager, and she describes him as a gatekeeper, controlling who had access to the performer. She said, "I never really liked the guy. I had to deal with him in order to see my friend." Even though Gilbert was supposed to be taking care of Nichelle, Angelique found her home in a state of despair. And actually, before Nichelle's 85th birthday celebration, Angelique looked into her closet and found everything empty. Angelique said that nobody was stepping in, none of her sisters, and no one was helping Nichelle, so that's why she became involved. And in August 2018, Angelique actually went to the court to object to Kyle's petition for this conservatorship. She said Nichelle was able to manage her personal and financial affairs with maybe some assistance, but not a conservatorship. Angelique felt like Kyle, Nichelle's son, was trying to take Nichelle's money and her income and her personal property, just trying to use his mother to gain financially. At the end of the day, Kyle prevailed and he was able to get this conservatorship over his mother in January 2019. So when Nichelle was put into this conservatorship, Gilbert was around and he actually filmed a video of her learning about this conservatorship. And honestly, it's super heartbreaking because she never wanted this in the first place. I'm not saying this guy Gilbert is a good guy. Trust me, something's off about him. But it seems like he did not want Kyle to take over because it seems like Kyle really wanted everything of Nichelle's and wanted to isolate her from everyone, including Gilbert.
No wonder nobody comes to see me.
Yeah, he's fixed it so nobody can come. Thanksgiving, Christmas, your birthday. He wouldn't even let me come say hello to you for your birthday.
How could he stop you?
By law, I'm not allowed over there.
I'm the boss of me, Gil.
But
He's not the boss of me.
yes, he is.
No, he isn't.
He has permanent conservatorship on you.
Then I get rid of it. However, I didn't give permission to have conservatorship over me. And nobody asked me.
At one point in this video that Gilbert filmed, Nichelle was being taken away from Kyle to go back home, and she was not happy about it. She was screaming, she didn't want him to take her away. She just didn't want to be around him, which shows me there's some red flags here. I mean, obviously her son shouldn't be putting her in a situation where she's screaming for help.
Well, according to the attorney, you didn't want to go to court.
No, that's not true. Hello? What are you coming to get me for?
So that you can go home.
No, I'm not going home, Kyle. I'm having a conversation. I know how to get home.
Mother, you're going home now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not. Kyle, I'll kill you.
No, you won't.
You get the fuck out of my way. Don't you dare.
Come on, Mother. We're going home now.
Give me my stick.
Mother, we're
Kyle.
going home. Mother.
No.
Mother.
No.
No, Mother,
No,
we're
you
going
get your
home.
hands off of
Mother,
me.
we are going home.
No.
We are going home.
I'm not going home
Yes,
unless
you
you
are.
get rid of me.
Mother.
You're trying to get rid of me.
No, Mother. Gilbert is doing it.
So the audio is incredibly heartbreaking, and I can't imagine what's going through her mind, or even being Kyle in that situation and seeing my mother yell and scream out of fear and just continuing to do this.
You gotta help me here.
Well,
I can't have my son out destroying me.
Her manager, Gilbert Bell, recorded this disturbing video of Nichelle being handed legal documents that give her son Kyle conservatorship to run her affairs.
I didn't give permission to have conservatorship over me.
Bell leases this guest home on Nichelle's Los Angeles property. When her son discovers Nichelle is visiting with her manager, all hell breaks loose.
Mother, we're going home. Mother.
No!
Mother. Mother, we are going home.
No!
Mother.
You're trying to get rid of me!
he just charged in, grabbed her walking cane, shoved it under his arm, and began to pull her.
Surveillance video shows Kyle leading his mother back to her home while he's swearing at her.
You have just done again what you did, which has destroyed your life.
He's had her locked up pretty much in solitary confinement.
And it looks like he's trying to cash off of his mother. I mean, he sold her 2.2 million home and all of the money went into her estate funds, which is something he has control over. Supposedly, Nichelle Nichols is living in a rental house in an undisclosed location in New Mexico, which a little bit sketchy. Why is it undisclosed? And she's living with her son Kyle, where he serves as her primary caregiver, and I guess that's where he's planning for her to pass away at. We really don't know anything about her well-being or her health. I mean, we did see her at the Comic-Con recently, but it was her farewell tour, and it makes me think that we're never really going to see her ever again. And when I hear audio of her screaming back at her son or her disapproving of this conservatorship, I can't help but to feel extremely bad for her, because she is an elder woman who wants to live out her life in peace. And even if she wants to work and do things, let her go and do and live her life. It seems like this Kyle guy has something to gain here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to give major props to Angelique, so I'm going to list her Instagram below. Definitely go and follow her because she provides updates, and there's so much more information out there about this case. We're just getting started. And honestly, there's another guy named Peter Max. Like, we could talk about him. Honestly, if you have any other video ideas for me, here is my email below. But let's go ahead and open this PO Box package item. It looks like it's from, I don't even know. It looks like a Spanish country or something. I don't even know what this says. And it's like written in Spanish, but it looks like it's from Adrianne. So thank you. And it was sent October 19th. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in here. I'm actually so happy right now. Like, I can't help but smile because I just got my Instagram back. If you guys know, I've been trying to get my Instagram back. It was wrongfully taken down, and I found out in the middle of this video. So I had to like go and just like, I don't know, have a moment. So let's see what this is right here. Hi, Sloan. Sorry for my bad English. How are you? I'm doing well. You are one of my favorite YouTube channels. I love the passion and the respect that you put in all the stories you tell. I'm sending you this modest gift to thank you for your great work, and also because I want to ask you for a big favor. Oh, okay. I'm sending you some papel picado garland. It's actually an artisanal ornament traditionally used for our Mexican festivity, Day of the Dead. Oh, that's awesome. Here's my favorite. Lately, I've been seeing some non-Spanish speakers talking and writing about the Day of the Dead in Spanish, like Dia de los Muertos. Sorry, I cannot speak Spanish. And it's wrong. The right name is Dia de Muertos. Oh, so no Los Muertos. It's Dia de Muertos. Can you help me spread the right name between non-Spanish speakers, please? Okay, guys, so it's not Dia de los Muertos. It's Dia de Muertos. So there's no los in the name. So you learned something today. I hope you like the garland. Take care of yourself and keep up with the good work. Sending you lots of love from Mexico City, Adrianne. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Remember, it's Dia de Muertos, not Dia de los Muertos. Yes, I'll remember that. Thank you so much. And let's go ahead and see what's going on here. I really don't want to like hurt them because it looks like it's pretty delicate, but oh my gosh, wow. So they're like little like decorative. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, for the Day of the Dead. Oh my gosh, I might have to celebrate. And look, I really don't want to unfold it all because you know me, I'm never going to get it back. But look at all the colors. This is so sweet, and it's authentic from Mexico City. Wow, that's so sweet. You didn't list any socials or anything, but thank you so much, Adrianne. I really appreciate that, and I love that you're viewing from Mexico. It's so cool to me. You never know who's watching your video, so thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Remember, it's Dia de Muertos, not Los Muertos. Bye, guys.